The trim and extend tools allow the creation of complex shapes and building geometry that combines with other shapes. The trim tool has various modes that it can operate in. The most powerful of those is the power trim command. This should be your go-to tool for modifying sketch elements. Let's jump over to SolidWorks and start up the trim command. Trim is here, and if I click on the drop-down arrow here, I also have the option to get extend entities. Click on trim. Power trim is my favorite, but we're going to come back to that one. So we're going to start here with corner trim. Select that one. Corner trim is going to keep the two items you click on and trim off the other ones in that corner. So this time I'm going to click just a regular left mouse click, selecting the first item, and then come over here and select the second item. And notice it's going to trim off those two legs that were hanging off. Continue down here, do it one more time. Click on the first leg, click on the second leg, and it's going to trim off the entities that are hanging beyond that. Trim away inside, I'm going to pick the two bounds that we're going to trim to. So I'm going to pick this side here, that side there, and then all I do is just going to click on the items we want to remove. So I'm going to click here, here, and here. And notice as I'm doing that, it's adding those relationships. That's making this point coincident to that line. Trim away outside is very similar. I'm going to pick the two bounds, this one and this one. And now we're going to start trimming these outside lines. And notice as I trim one, it trims the other side as well. Trim and trim. And then trim to closest, just going to trim away legs that kind of extend past something. So I have this line here that's cutting through that circle, and I just want to trim that away. So I just cut that and slice it off. Same thing over here. If I just want to cut off any dangling lines or something like that that might be going past your part, that's a great way to do that. Now my favorite one is the power trim. Click on that. Now power trim's a little bit harder to understand how it actually works, but it's quite powerful. Power trim starts with a line. So we don't actually want to start on top of any one of these other lines or entities. We want to kind of start off here in the space where there's just pure white space. So I'm going to start down here. I'm going to start drawing. And notice as I start drawing, it creates kind of like a little sketch line of where I'm drawing. Now anything that little sketch line actually cuts across, it's going to trim to. So watch, I'm going to trim this little first entity here and trims it away. Come over here, it's going to trim off the end there. Come up here, go around, I can trim off the top, trim off the bottom. I come through here, I can trim these out. And as long as I continue to hold that left mouse button down, I can continue to trim, and you can see the path of where I've gone through to trim out entities. As soon as I let go, it hides that trim path I was using, and all those entities have been trimmed. The top here, I'm going to go back to extend entities. Now extend takes a line and continues it on to the next thing it's going to hit. So if there's nothing for it to hit, it doesn't run the command. So let's click on this line here. As I go over it, it gives me a little preview of if I extended that line, what would it actually do? It would extend it to the next thing it's going to run into. Same thing over here. It's going to extend that line out to over here where it would hit. Click on over here. It's going to extend that one out. Click on any one of these. You can see what's going to happen when I extend it out. It even works on arcs. So if I click on here, it's going to continue that arc down. So I'll just click here, extend it out. Now it touches here. Click on this one, extends it out over there. Click on this one, extends it out over here. Very similar. Same thing over here. And we can keep doing this many different ways to connect these lines together to build a part. The trim tool is an essential tool for building complex shapes in the sketch environment. By leveraging the trim and extend commands, we can rapidly modify existing geometry and take your sketches to the next level.